Pleased to be joined by head coach South Plains College Lady Texans, Coach Michelle Wyatt. And Coach, I look back at the beginning of this year, and I got to think you got to be pretty pleased with the way this basketball team started. You started fast. You've got a couple of losses on the schedules to very good basketball teams. I think you've got to be pretty happy with the way things opened up this year.
You know, we are. You never know with a whole new group and where you're going to be and things. And I knew going out to Arizona to start the season that those were definitely winnable games. And you know, that gives you some confidence and to win on the road and with being a new team and things like that. And so I think we really got a lot of confidence out there. And then going to Seward and going to Plano, you know, I knew that was going to be 4 really tough games and just hope that we could come out and get a couple wins out of those. But I knew those were conference-like games and or regional tournament type games, teams that we'd be playing. And so yeah, I'm very pleased. I mean, obviously, both of those losses that we could have won, and we came right down to the end. But I think that experience is going to really pay off for us as we move into conference.
I think that really kind of becomes the key on those 2 road trips, especially. It wasn't I won a game and I got beat up by somebody. It was I won a game and I was in game 2 all the way to the wire. And again, against great competition on the road, that's a good sign.
Exactly. You know, both of those games we had shots at the end to either tie it or to get a win, and then maybe have to play defense with a few seconds left. So we definitely positioned ourselves in a good spot, and that, I mean, that, you know, those are tough teams, and that competition is great. And so I mean, it's better than we have played one JV team and stuff, and so but that kind of competition in those games are really going to help us.
Let's talk about the season this way. Is there any one thing you look at now and say, this is something I'm really impressed with what we've done? Maybe something that was a bit of a surprise for a new basketball team coming in?
You know, I think our 2 guards, Alexis Dawn and Tashina Moore, how they've come in and just picked up really quick. I knew that they were both good athletes, and we were expecting a lot out of them, but, you know, that point guard spot and that other guard spot, you know, to really come in and make the impact that they have. I think I'm impressed with that. You know, they work hard. I mean, they've earned it, but sometimes it takes kids a little bit longer to adjust. And then I think our sophomores just, I mean, we knew they worked hard over the summer, and they've come back with so much confidence and are being good leaders for us, and they've really picked that up and kept us going there, and, you know, and kind of leading these freshmen and telling them, you know, the ins and outs and how tough it can be and things like that. And so I'm you know, as a group, I'm proud of where we're at.
I had to really think those, you know, going into recruiting, those were pretty large looming gaps. That shooting guard off the 2 side vacated by Ashley Roberts in your point guard spot. And what a great job these 2 have done, as you said, jumping right into things here, because we automatically see them showing up on the scoring charts, on the assist charts, and quite frankly, it's a big fill and a well done fill.
Oh, there's no question. You know, I think, and that was part of our problem last year, is we didn't have that point guard to get us in things, and we knew that was a weakness for us, and so we knew Alexis could do it, but she's smaller and just that, I don't know, just the toughness of the college game and the pace and things like that. And yeah, Tashina's been, I mean, she's been a huge surprise just from the scoring standpoint. I knew she scored some in high school, but just taking on that role and really knocking down shots and being consistent with it. You know, another thing with freshmen is just the inconsistency, because it's all so new to them and practices are harder and everything's different. And so they both have been very consistent, and I think that's as much a huge part as anything.
Looking back the front half of the season, is there anything you looked at and you say, well, I wish we'd done this a little better, something that you're focusing on maybe as a point in progress going into the conference schedule in January?
You know, we're trying to get our post players more involved, and that's what the second half here going into Plano and then these last couple of weeks of work, we're trying to get, I think we need to be more balanced, and we can't depend on, and we have been pretty balanced in our scoring of having 3 and 4 different kids in double figures, but we've got to get a better presence in our post spot. And so we have really been working on running some things to get them shots and being better passers to them and things like that. So yeah, that's what I just think if we've got an inside presence and an outside presence, then that just makes us harder to guard. And so we really have been working hard on that.
I picked up on a phrase you threw out at T Club on Monday, and it was, convince them not to lay on the couch while they're home for the holiday.
Yeah.
Really, that becomes a very critical point. Maybe you don't think about it, but you gain a lot over 2 weeks. You can slide a lot over a couple of weeks as well.
There's no question. But, you know, they're excited about where we're at, and they're excited about, coming back and going to Arizona and then getting conference started. And so I think that, yes, I need to convince them a little bit to make sure that they're getting up and doing some things. But when you're fired up about what you're doing and you want to, these sophomores want to go in and play somewhere. Every one of them wants to go into a 4-year, and so they know they've got an investment in it, and the freshmen are excited about where we're at. So I said that, and it is somewhat right, but I do think that they'll get up and get some stuff done.
It's easy for anybody to do. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, I'm probably going to lay around the couch over the
Well,
holidays.
so am
too.
I,
So, but we don't have to shoot the basketball
That's
coming back in
exactly right.
January. It's a quick start. You've got that trip to Arizona, and all of a sudden, flip the light bulb. Here comes conference play. And it seems like when January 1 hits, it is a fast sled ride downhill in the regional tournament.
Yeah, there's no question. I looked at our practice schedule and getting us started, and I think we will have 8 practices before our first conference game. And that's scary, because after taking 2.5 weeks off and things like that. So yeah, we'll practice a few days, go to Arizona, and then we've got about 4 days to practice, and then we play Thursday, Saturday, Monday. So, they've got to be doing some stuff over the holidays where we don't have to just completely get them back into shape. But yeah, once we come back, it's here, and it's exciting. It's a fun time. Conference games are always intense, and just the excitement of it all. So I think we'll be ready.
All right, Coach, Sam's out of time for this one today. Final thoughts for us today before we let you take the holiday break and get things ready to roll for January.
No, we've had a good start, and we just are excited about where we're at, and we hope people will definitely come out for our conference season. I think they'll enjoy watching us play. We haven't had many home games, and our style of play, we're really trying to get up and down the floor and push it in transition, and I think people will enjoy that, and so we hope they'll come out and support us.
All right, Coach.